So we are going to pass over approving of the meeting minutes until
Okay.
next. And I guess we will start with new business. So currently we have the Board of Health.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
Michael Collins.
Come on up. There's a nice-
Board of Health.
comfy chair.
Thank you.
I was wondering who you were, offering to give me a mullen.
It came from the Board of Health, I guess, too. So, sorry I don't have a pretty presentation for you all.
No, that's fine.
No worries.
But I have a very simple story.
Okay.
And that is that we do have an increase that we're asking for. And we were able to cover it by increasing certain fees that we take in.
Mhm.
We have not had a fee increase since 2019, so we feel pretty comfortable. We also made sure that the fee increases are in areas that, I'll call it, don't directly impact the citizens. So we don't, if you have a well that needs to go get a re-permit to get refracked or a new well on your property, same price. You know, we're not increasing something there. Unfortunately, annual food service permit is one of the areas that's gonna take the hit, so, you know, the actual companies in town, they do have a little bit of an
How much did they
increase.
go up?
So, in general, everything looked to go up between 50 and 70%, I believe is the percentage. I don't wanna be quoted, but a decent amount. It wasn't like it was like 5 or 10.
So what would be a food permit? I'm just trying.
Sure, a food permit now is gonna be $200.
Okay.
If you just give me a second, I have a sheet here that says what it used to be. It was, so my math is bad. 150 is what it used to be.
Okay.
So, 33%. So that's probably more towards the percentages, that in general, because we did the math on, there's been 27% increase in inflation since 2019, the last time we raised fees. So we were trying to stay in that margin, but some of the math worked out easier to do sort of whole
Definitely.
numbers. And that's how you get to something like that.
Well,
Go ahead.
what made your price, everything go up? Is an agent, there's 43% increase in agent salary?
So the increase effectively is that we haven't had a increase to Andrea's cost of living in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So this is fairly directly to cover that expense now that she's a department head, and she hasn't had a cost of living increase in 5 years.
So wait, so who's the agent?
Andrea is split across these two line items
Oh,
because she
okay,
supports both
okay,
areas,
Okay.
the housing as well, the building as well
Okay.
as.
Oh, okay.
okay, I
That
didn't know
makes
she was
sense.
considered the agent, okay.
How many years has it been?
I didn't
Since her
realize she
last
was both
increase,
of them.
5 years.
5 years. All right.
And again, that timeline, it's been a 20% inflation increase. I don't have the percentage on this increase of the money, but it's not anywhere near that. It's still well under. But that's it, and we can self-fund it. We don't have a date to put in our new fee structure. We have to vote at our next meeting to make that happen. So we're gonna address it next Thursday, I believe, the 11th is our meeting.
So Andrea is part of this,
As part of both
that's
lines.
both line items.
Yes,
So the fee increase should cover,
will
cover.
Yes, we'll cover, and then there's a little bit of an extra, but I don't have the exact number.
How many food permits a year?
Commonly, I have revenue. I don't have how many. Someone wants to do some math. We took in 5750 in FY '25 at 150 a pop.
Okay. That's a decent amount.
Yeah, so we would look with a proposed increase, the potential future revenue would be 7,600, so about a 20 or 1850 increase.
Nice.
Just there.
I have a question,
Yes.
if I may.
You
Of
may.
course.
So I've never been part of a regional board of health. I actually worked as an assistant board of health agent for a couple of years ago. So the fees that we take in, those just go right to our general fund? Or what happens since we're part of a regional?
So I'm going to speak generally, because I have
Okay.
only been appointed as of October 14th.
Okay,
This is my first foray into the budget side. But from what I've understood and what I've been looking at, we keep it locally. We pay sort of a connection fee to the region when we need to use all of the regional resources that we utilize.
okay.
So like the software is a big one for us that we had to vote on. We now have to increase what we're paying towards the software as well. That's actually baked into this as some of that other money. That's both pieces, but majority is Andrea's.
So what's like the typical amount that we pay into the region?
I don't have the numbers on me for the budget, so I could get it for you,
Okay.
but I only unfortunately have the fee structures, not necessarily our annual budget
Yeah.
line item.
Because what we'll need to do, if you're saying you're going to increase that, and I wholeheartedly support it, I'm not saying it shouldn't happen. If you're going to increase that, we're gonna need to know the amount of the extra revenue coming into the town so that we can build that into the revenue side of our budget. Because right now, all this is doing is taking away, so even though you say we're increasing our
Yeah, yeah.
fees, you know what I mean, we need to know
So,
kind of what it would
sure.
be.
Well, it's, again, from my understanding, what we've asked for the potential increases, and did she only give you the flatline budget, or do you guys have a
Yeah,
second sheet?
no, I only have the flat
Okay,
line budget.
now I'm gonna give you the second sheet, just so you have it as well. The yellows are the increased fees
Okay,
that we were proposed, obviously, we actually, no, we agreed on the increase. We have to still vote on when it's going to be implemented. So it is not proposed anymore, but point being, she can put together a sheet for you with how many potential, because that is what I had, but it's not as
I'll see
pretty
it.
of the potential. So I'd rather have it out for every one of those.
okay, all right. And then, so there's no like set fee that we pay to the region, it's just whatever we utilize?
No, we pay something set that, in the
Okay.
software that we need,
Okay, so
And
that's
This is like the
1,000.
that is an
Yeah,
increase.
that's what I wanna
Yeah.
see.
The software has a different piece, there's a membership piece to the software.
Okay.
That changed on us this year. I only have emails on it, forgive me, I don't know the numbers.
That's this $1,000, is that this $1,000
Probably.
this year? Okay,
Hold on, yes, software food inspection module, that's exactly what that is.
okay. And then what else do we have that's like a set fee? Cause I think that that's not what we're seeing here, is like what we pay to the region.
That tells you all the fees, which is
Understood,
interesting.
I will
Yeah.
find out from Andrea and get
Okay,
it sent over
Okay.
to you.
okay.
So all these costs, you were able to drop it 25%? All the software, training, expenses, and board and stipends?
Basically, because we had estimated, we knew last year when we asked for the budget what we were going to need, or we thought we would need based on the estimate. And then when they actually came back on the regional side with the software implementation, this is how they decided to do it. And our hard cost at this point is gonna be the license fee of $1,000, plus the 2,000 in expenses and stipend are the same.
So would you be expecting these budget items to go up next year?
So,
This is,
in general, I'll say no, other than software as a service. This is my day job now, not necessarily my BOH, but always tends to have a slight increase of about 5% year over year. But I don't know the contract terms on the regional license that they purchased, or the software they purchased, and whether that would be 1 year, 3 year, or 5 year. So if there would be, there might be a very slight increase in our licensing in future years.
So the stipends are gonna be gotten rid of, so you got nothing in here for the $1,500 stipends that you usually pay out. Your 2,000,
Nothing, so
Dollars
there's no
is-
change, no increase.
Yes, there's no change.
Yeah, there's no change.
Proposed,
oh, okay,
absolutely,
okay,
just
okay.
not an
Yep,
increase.
yep, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can touch
Okay,
base with
I get-
Andrea
I get
tomorrow
you.
too,
Please.
if you're okay with that.
100%.
Okay.
I will.
Okay,
All right, yeah.
But yeah, I think she can easily, because again, she's been doing some of the sheet work on.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
would just say, can you give us the projected
yeah,
value? It's just, this one's not labeled well, so it won't be a value to you, it'll look cold.
yeah, no, it's fine,
That was
okay,
from our meeting 2 weeks ago.
okay.
All right.
And do you think that these will start this fiscal year or start like July 1? What do you anticipate the fee increases? Still up in the air?
We haven't discussed it as a board. In the end,
Uh-oh.
bye, sorry.
It's okay if you have to answer a call.
If the committee has a suggestion towards us, if sooner was better, we would take that under advisement. But in the end, we have no timeline set yet.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about it.
Okay.
The cost would start becoming incurred, right, as of fiscal year in July?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, yep, so
So-
as
so
long
by
as it's
July,
by July,
we
that's
would
all
need
I
to
care
have
about.
that. Yep.
Yeah.
Wonderful, that will happen.
If it was before July, that would be fantastic too. But
Yeah.
that's okay.
That's true.
I want to
Help.
find out when the annual renewals are, from the folks.
Oh, yeah,
Try to
yeah,
get it in,
yeah.
That's true, the renewal
Yeah.
dates.
roughly. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's probably different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Sorry I couldn't have every answer.
No, that's
No,
fine.
it's
Really well when you ping it.
Yes, I will be here in the morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thanks for voting in April. I need my official vote in April.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
I don't know why there's nobody here for the
Building
building department, so
Yeah.
can we,
We could do the fire
Yeah,
yeah,
department.
can we skip
Yeah.
ahead? Let's,
I would do that.
do we need to make a motion? I don't know. I'm gonna motion to
I don't
skip
think we
ahead to
need
the
to.
fire department,
We'll
just in
second
case
that.
it needed to be
Yeah.
said, all right?
you
Yeah,
don't
that
need
works.
to, you can just keep things out of order.
Okay, all right.
Hello, how you doing?
Do you want to start with fire?
Whatever you want.
Chief, before you start, I'm just gonna make public that my son Jared Markowski is a full-time firefighter,
Yes,
and I just wanna put that out there.
we'll start with fire. So, fire, I do have some changes. My salary, I didn't bump up. I don't know.
Oh, I
Copy
did.
that you did. So,
Because I don't know, is that in your, is it in your?
My contract's up in April,
Oh, okay.
so we're gonna be negotiating, so I think probably just for the folder.
I'll search that.
Salaries, I went down a little bit because I want to increase the hours of our administrative assistant. And we've been having a lot less call firefighters showing up to incidents lately, and so have quite a bit of money in there.
Okay.
So, training, I kept the same. Stipends, I decreased. We don't have as many firefighters that are gonna be getting the stipends this year. Either through retirement or leaving, or, so I got to drop that down. And then I did put back in, hopefully, our day position was the fire inspector position. I put a little high just to, hopefully we can steal someone. That position though, if we do get it, I'm not 100% sure if I'd keep it a day position or add it to the rotation. So our firefighter, our full-time staff currently works 24s, so they work 1 on 3 off. We have 4 that do that, and then we backfill with per diem. We have 1 member that does 1 night a week and then 2 days, or 1 Wednesday and every other Friday, just because those are traditionally the days it's hard for us to get a per diem paramedic. So it's getting harder and harder as we get busier and busier out here. People don't want to leave their busy jobs to come here and work for we're not the worst pay, but not the best pay. So,
True.
so I put that in there.
The one thing that you did not mention is that since this position had been cut, the chief is the one attempting to do all of the fire inspections and answering calls and doing the chief job.
Yes.
So if there's any way that we can put it back in, we really need to,
The other-
because we need to have a chief who can do the chief
The
job.
other great thing about that position is that if anyone called out, we didn't have to worry about calling in a per diem or bringing in overtime, because we would be staffed with 2 during the day. The day is traditionally the last, if I just looked at it for the last like 5 years, it's the busiest, being around noon, the busiest time that we get called out.
Wow.
So this day position is the one that is not funded? That was
Yes,
new?
that's the one that was.
It's not new, but we cut it, we got removed last year.
Right.
That's right, I
And then
remember that.
I made a little thing last year, and so I had some data from last year, and I'll just I'll if I can find it. So that position, I used the data from when Chief Rogowski was away. So the other thing that position does is answer second ambulance calls. And hopefully tomorrow, fingers crossed, our old ambulance is going back in service, not the one that got wrecked, but the one we resurrected from the grave. And I just want to have one more set of eyes, go through all the meds and everything and make sure everything's kosher before we set it out into the world.
Nice.
So we'll have a second ambulance. But, so when Chief Rogowski went away, before he went away, we staffed 100, we'll say 144 second ambulance calls. And then the year he went away, we did 110. And then the next year, he wasn't around much, we did 116. So on an average transport, and these are old numbers, we updated our billing cost. So we say and this is based on the average billing on 752 calls, not the amount we missed, but with the 34 calls we missed between those two dates, the estimated loss of not being able to bill those, and that's bill, not received,
Yeah.
was $55,160.
Wow.
So it's a lot of money that we're missing by
Yeah.
not staffing second ambulance calls. Not saying that we're doing it for the money, but it does help the service.
Oh, yeah, it offsets
Right.
everything.
And, yeah, the other thing, like Melanie said, all the inspections, not all the inspections, but most of the inspections. And a lot of people don't know we review house plans. Every solar plan that's coming in small battery storage on houses gets reviewed by us. All propane tanks, oil burners, driveways, there's all sorts of different inspections. We do a lot of inspections. I don't have the numbers this year. I was working on it.
And you're doing most of those?
So I'm doing most of those. For the last, our administrative assistant was only 16 hours a week before. Now she's retired, so we're in the process of filling that. Actually, I could email that.
Yes, you do.
No, you started by saying, on the salaries, you were saying that's
He did.
that's gonna be negotiated next year.
No.
So-
He
April,
said
it's
he
up.
didn't add that, I did.
Yeah, she
Okay.
had that.
He
So
did not.
I
I
just,
So we
did.
got that covered.
We don't have
You're-
anything covered yet.
Okay,
No.
but now you
So-
said you were covering that, I think you said by increasing
no,
this.
that was the, adding
This, you
the.
added this clerk, this fire
well,
department.
I added the hours to 20 hours a week.
Okay, that went to 20 hours?
Yep, and that's why I came down a little bit on that fire department salaries, because we haven't been staffing as much, so.
Okay.
Are there open positions at the fire department right now?
Currently, there are none, well,
Okay.
other than this position
The
that
clerk.
we didn't fund last year.
Okay, that's
Okay.
right.
So we don't have that right now. So
Okay.
We did lose a position last year, I'm trying to bring it back.
Okay.
Is it easy to find someone?
That's gonna be
So you might be working at this a while. to find someone.
that might be the issue.
Well,
Jeez.
Especially someone it's a big skill set. That's why I said it might just become rolled into the groups of, so what group will have 2 people on. So we don't have to worry about staffing as many per diem shifts, because right now we staff like at night with a per diem, because you need 2 people for an ambulance. You really need 3 for a fire truck, but like we're having issues getting call people back for everything right now. So, haven't really missed any calls in town, but there's a mutual aid, which I know some people don't agree with what's doing, but mutual aid to other towns that we haven't been able to staff. We rely heavily on mutual aid right now, so I think we did, so this year, we had 187 ambulance calls that weren't staffed by Barre.
Wow.
For our
What?
town?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's because you're.
187 mutual aid,
No,
No.
calls not staffed.
Calls.
So we
not
had-
stopped by us.
Yeah, that's a lot of
That's a lot.
potential
Well, and
revenue.
so we also had, that doesn't
That's also taking
count-
a really long time to get
that
here.
Might be one person, me going,
Mhm.
like, someone might have shown up,
Yep.
but it's just, well, no, we couldn't transport that. And we were down in ambulance, so,
Okay.
Okay.
but we had, get that position back and we have that second truck, that's potential.
It's gonna make a big
Yeah.
difference. Good.
Now, do we charge for the fire inspections?
Yes, we do.
Mm.
Okay.
But that goes into I believe like the inspection account with the building inspector. It doesn't come back to the fire department.
I think it might just go, let me check on that, I'm not sure where it goes, I think it just goes to the general fund. doesn't it?
Fire general fund.
So is that expected to be a full-time job, the fire
Yes.
day position?
It would be
40-hour a week job.
42-hour a week. It would fall under the union, so they work 42 hours a week. 84, average 42 hours a week.
Hmm.
84.
How many hours you putting into it these days?
Too many.
Quite a bit, more than 40 hours a week.
More?
I'm usually getting
Wow,
around 7 and leaving around 5 or 8.
wow.
Yeah.
So plus what I'm doing at home.
We don't want you burning out.
I'm trying not to, but I.
That's a bad expression, probably.
No, that's what we call it. No, but I just want to make sure we're staffed and.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's the other reason, the chief and I had spoken about increasing the hours for the clerk, because previously, the previous clerk used to go in and she would do the payroll, she would do the bills, but she didn't do anything else, right? A little here and there.
Yeah, so,
So what he really needs is somebody who can actually,
Do
like,
some more.
answer the phone, respond to people, maybe do fire permits or something,
Yeah.
something,
even just helping schedule for
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Or call, like when we go out on a call, we're leaving these poor people hanging that are waiting for inspections and.
Yeah.
We always tell them that we might be going on a call and that we'll call and reschedule,
Mhm.
but they don't understand how long some of our calls
Yeah.
take. It's
Right.
like from here to like Worcester, if we average, it's like 3 hours from
Mhm.
start to finish.
Jeez.
a lot of time. Can I ask too, the inspections that you do, are those also for like the auto licensing, do you have to do those for
No,
liquor licensing?
we do liquor licensing.
Liquor licensing.
We do all the, like the churches. Every 4 years, we do all the multifamilies with the building inspector, so that's coming up this year. We should be doing more commercial inspections, so the commercial inspections are supposed to be quarterly, so like every commercial building in town, we're supposed to be walking through at least quarterly, and right now, we're not.
Yeah.
So
Maybe once a year is good.
Yeah, it's, there's a lot involved.
if we brought back the fire inspector day position, that would also be used for staffing the ambulance
Yes.
during the day,
The second ambulance, or if someone's called out sick or on vacation, yes.
which means that we would have a billable revenue stream
Yes,
versus what we don't have now.
yes.
So theoretically, $78,000 added into the budget could almost pay for itself in the course of a year, based on how many ambulance calls you have.
Yeah, what did I say?
Well, you missed
That 1 year that we
187.
missed,
187.
estimated was
187,
55,000,
Oh,
55.
but that's billing, because
Yeah.
Medicaid,
Yeah.
Medicare
Right,
calls, we
right,
don't
right.
get,
Hmm.
well, and we don't get, there's a lot of no pays and stuff, which we worked on this year, changing. We have a First Financials working with us, and they're gonna be reaching out to people that aren't paying their bills
Yeah.
and trying to help us out. And we also raised our rates this year for 2019, I believe was the last time we raised our rates. And then kind of changed how the structure is.
Mhm.
What is
So in
the,
order for this position to cover ambulance and fire, the qualifications are more intense. The ambulance guy, you want him to be certified as an EMT or something.
Well, all our full-time staff firefighter, they're firefighter medics or firefighter.
Mhm.
They're both.
So they do both.
You
So-
wouldn't hire someone that
Yeah.
doesn't, couldn't do both.
So we do both, just makes more sense that way.
Does-
Yeah, no, definitely.
What kind of certifications do you have to do the fire inspections?
You start with FPO Basic, which is a very basic class. FPO 1 is the first class. It's a 40-hour class at the fire academy. I think might be even more than that with the online component, and then fire prevention officer too. And it's a credential through the state, so you gotta keep up with every year,
Yeah.
supposed to be going to like
So-
meetings and stuff.
Will you be looking for someone with that credential?
At least basic to start and then send them out. Someone, but they must have, I want them to have a knowledge of it. I need someone to help me, like, the propane tanks and stuff, and the 26Fs, which are smoke alarm, they're not the most complicated things anymore, but when it's coming to like, they put the new fuel station up at the MWRA building, I had to review the plans for that. Like any bigger building in town, if they are planning on building a gas station down and across from Higgins, I'll have to.
That would be
involve
big.
that. So
That
there's a
would be
lot,
big.
there's a lot into the
Yeah.
bigger components, there's a lot of questions, and I can help anyone out with that, but if I have help during the day, in
Could
the
do
base,
small.
it's like, I really, I think it will help with the ambulance calls.
So I mean, I just wanna say thank you, cause I mean, I knew that there were things that were having difficulty covering, you know, legally.
Yeah.
You know, they're things that we have to
Right.
do. So I really thank you for bringing all of this to our attention, because it's, I mean, it's something that we have to take care of.
Yeah,
It's-
and because if we don't do it,
Yeah.
if something happens,
Yeah.
it's
it
gonna come
happens
back
that-
on us.
Right.
Whereas
So I
if we go
appreciate that.
there and we say, you have to fix this, and they don't fix it, and then we go next year and they don't,
Yeah.
the same thing, then it's more on the business.
Do we know what the average ambulance reimbursement is?
I have the billing right now. I know what the billing is, I don't have the average right now, but, so we're billing out on, a basic life support, is $1,500 now, used to be $1,150. Advanced life support, we're doing $2,100, and advanced life support 2,500, and we bill $35 a mile,
Okay.
so.
And
And then you wanna know what Medicare pays?
I was gonna say, what do we actually get from Medicare?
60% maybe,
Yeah.
something like that?
So mileage for a Medicare call this year went up to $9.33. ALS, if we bill out, we get $626.37,
Okay.
and ALS 2, we get 900, but I don't think
I say that sounds like a lot.
that sounds like way more. And BLS is 500 now. Yeah, 900 isn't something.
And by any chance, do we have a breakdown,
500 is the
do we have a breakdown of a percentage of what is Medicaid billed
I
and what's
do, but I don't
non-Medicaid?
have, I
Okay,
didn't grab it tonight. I can get it for you guys if you would like it. It's, I wanna say we have more Medicaid.
Right, I kinda
in this
figured
state-
that.
In this town than we do have,
right,
I'll call it premium insurance, real insurance, premium insurance. It's not real, it's
Right.
Medicare. It's
So
real.
now,
Right.
Medicare, does that get sent directly to us?
So we have a billing company,
Yeah.
Coastal Medical Building out of Sutton.
Okay,
So they do all our bills, so
Yeah.
what they do, we have our assistant chief of EMS down in Hamlin, he goes through all the charts, make sure they're correct, make sure everything's where it needs to be, mileage is there,
Yeah.
signatures, because you need signatures for everything. And then he sends that to Coastal, they go through it, they used to pick out, we had it structured different, so like, if someone gave an IV, you might get, it was like $25 more,
Yeah.
and this, we've raised it to more of an average.
Yeah.
That way Coastal doesn't have to sit there and
Mhm.
make sure it's in every,
Coded.
because they literally, they told me we miss things sometimes.
Yeah.
And I understand that, so we switched it.
yeah,
Then they bill it, and it goes to them, and they deposit the money there.
okay.
And we pay them a fee?
Yes, we pay our
But does that come out of the money that they're taking? So like, it wouldn't be listed here?
fee. It doesn't come out of the money, but it's,
More or less.
yeah, so we have that's in the next thing, the ambulance,
Oh,
that's
okay.
the ambulance billing, so that, it comes out of that
Okay.
line item.
Right.
So they actually bill us, so they're not
They
just
send
like,
you-
hey, this is ours.
Yeah.
They're actually sending us a
Yeah,
bill
okay.
that we're paying.
That's perfect, okay. I just have one more question. the, like fire expenses,
Mhm.
does that include items, and I'm just kind of ignorant to this, but does that include items like the insurance for the vehicles? Or is
Yeah.
that like some other town type of,
That's the town's general liability.
okay,
Yeah.
So the fire expenses is maintenance on the fire trucks, the stations. It bumped it up a little bit, you see this year, I bumped up. We're required to do hose testing annually, we haven't been.
Ooh.
So it's very labor intensive, and I don't think we're gonna be able to get the crews. Each truck has, we'll say, 2,000 feet of 4-inch hose on the back, most of our trucks. And then it has 1,000 feet of smaller hose. All that needs to be tested every year. It's something that I don't think we're gonna get around to do ourselves. So there's companies that do that, and they'll come out and they'll test the hose, they give us a nice binder, they label everything, they mark everything, and, so that's included. The aerial gets tested every year, all the ladders get tested every year, that's all included.
and that company's cost is included in this fire
Yep.
expense, okay.
Yep, and that's what I went up, so we have a fire hoses account, and I went up a little bit. A lot of our 4-inch hose is, I would probably say, from the early 80s. So,
Wow.
and then what we haven't, like, borrowed and stole from other departments, we are constantly doing that to try to keep costs down. There's departments out there that like to get, that are lucky to get new things every couple of years.
I'll take
I'm
that.
like, hey, what are you doing with that? I've literally had someone on the department go into another department's dumpster and pull something out of it. Should be proud of it, but
No,
like,
that's
it-
fine.
It worked for us.
Yeah, you should.
So,
It works.
so I went up a little bit, just for a price. The price for 4-inch hose is about $900 for 100 feet.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
I do want to say, I realized when I was working on the other budget document that this did not, the total didn't include all of the rows. So I don't know if you guys want to write in those totals. It just didn't tally correctly, just so you're aware.
Okay.
I think it didn't grab the bottom number. I believe, I can't remember which number, I think the bottom number.
It's worse, it's worse.
It is worse, it is.
You know, wow. I don't know, it's hard for, I don't know about the rest of the committee, but it's pretty hard to, these are pretty big increases from these past years. If you look at these past years, 28.7, 26, you were pretty consistent for 3 years here. And now all of a sudden we're up a fair amount.
Well, not
And I-
really all of a
it's-
sudden.
It makes
he's-
it hard to vote for it and to
'Cause he's-
support
Yeah,
that kind of increase.
but you're gonna remember the
18%?
287, he had to take out
What's-
that
What's that
position.
one?
Just wanted to throw, it's just this, I copied it here.
31%. So we're up to 31% increase from the total.
Oh, at the bottom here.
31% increase overall in the budget?
Yeah, here, sorry.
Yeah, that's hard with the kind of, but I don't know what you feel about it.
Right.
But we
You're
also-
the
Do
one
we
that's trying
know-
to balance all this.
Yes, and we have to remember though, and I have no idea of what we're gonna do for the budget, because obviously nobody's going to vote for an override, so there are probably
Exactly.
going to be
Right.
cuts again, but we also have to be mindful of what the chief said.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
we
yeah.
need to take care of
Yeah,
the
like some of
legal
these are
requirements
legality,
that
yeah.
we have. And we have a chief that's doing everything.
Yeah, we
He's
don't
being the
want to.
secretary, he's being the fire inspector, he's going on calls.
Well, what exactly went, so you were saying that something wasn't in here on these other, on
So
these past
you were,
years?
yeah,
We're
so
below
that cut,
three.
if you look at 2025 or 2026. So that's why it was so
Well,
low.
here we're 28, 28.
Yeah, but look at
208.
the years.
Yeah,
So I
I'm
mean, you're
going-
going through the years and then this position was taken out. So that's why it was still about the same. If that position hadn't been taken out, it would have been much higher. It wouldn't be 31%. It's because it was cut, and he's trying to put it back in so that he can do the job he was supposed to do.
So I think what would help the argument is if you can possibly get a rough idea of the revenue that could be generated from the ambulance calls and the fire inspections that might cover a lot of the $78,000. Because if we're looking at it at just a $78,000 outlay, yeah, it's a lot of money. However, based on the past year with the new chief, what he's taking on and not working a 40-hour week, or maybe it's expected that a chief does 50 hours a week, but if you're doing 100 hours a week, are we gaining anything? I don't think so.
Well, the biggest thing is keeping in mind, we have to meet the legal requirements.
Right.
And if we don't have the staff to do so, we're putting the town at risk.
Oh, liability-wise,
that's my big
liability-wise,
thing.
definitely.
You know?
So
I mean,
yeah, so I
that's-
think come up with a number that you think that will,
Yeah.
by having the sec,
I'll do an average, we're currently billing if somebody calls.
that's what I would do, and I think
Right.
that would,
I mean, because like, what I say, that year, 2022 to 2023, with those 34 calls, like, I estimated at like, and then, 2000, and that was the old one, 2022, 3 and 24, 45 on 28 calls, so.
Right, that we didn't go
Yeah, we didn't
to.
go to.
That we
but
had somebody-
That's when Rob was gone.
Right,
so,
but we had somebody cover,
yeah, so
another
we had-
town cover, mutual aid. And
Yeah.
don't we have to pay some of the towns?
So we only pay when they come and do intercepts. When they come in mutual aid, it's mutual aid, but it
Okay.
hasn't been very mutual lately because the public's, like right here, this, I have to break it up into two different jurisdictions, but just off
Yeah.
this 30 times for a second, 100% being, on the third medical, I'll just gain 11 times. And that's the other thing that's been happening. The calls are getting stacked. 1, 2, 3. So like before we know it, there's 4 calls going on.
And we're not staffed.
And we're not staffed.
Yeah.
No,
We can't cover
no,
it.
no, which opens up liability. God forbid if somebody
Because it's like,
yeah.
I had a,
somebody
Okay,
expires.
so I think that, come up with a number, and that will help. That'll help, like, at least give us an idea, a picture.
You might want to come up with, and I know, I mean,
I'll make another one of
78,000,
these.
you'd be lucky if you got somebody for the 78,000 to come up with like a bottom line number for the
Yeah.
salary as well, because
So part of that was like,
It's
what
gonna be
it's
a
gonna
rough-
be.
What is it
I
really
want-
gonna be?
it's gonna be a rough. well,
What's it
not-
really gonna be?
Not what it's really gonna be, bottom line, pray that somebody will take it for that amount,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because it's gonna be a rough budget season.
Yeah.
All right,
Probably would.
well, thank you for that.
Okay, so that
Now we go to
was-
the ambulance.
Yeah.
The ambulance, there's not as many changes. I came up on salaries. We have a new contract, the firefighters, EMTs, and medics have a new contract. Came up on EMS overtime, becoming the chief in April. June, I told them that we were not paying the per diems correctly. If they have to work over 53 hours, they were supposed to be getting overtime. We have a couple of individuals right now that are doing that because we're down so many, we have so many openings per diem wise. So I increased that. Stipends stayed the same. I came up 2,000 for administration. Administration's everything from maintenance to the ambulance. The drugs we're required to get, other thing we might need for the ambulance. Service contracts stay the same. That's like all our stair chairs and our stretchers have to be annually maintained by an outside company and get a sticker so we can get our ambulance certification every year. What else has to be done? Our automatic CPR machines, our heart monitors, they all have to be gone through every year. As well as we have a training program, ambulance billing, like stay the same at 40, and that's our billing company and paying out to Rutland's and Hubbardston's and not Oakham's, the Paxton's that come in. They're usually, it's about $350 for them to come do an ALS intercept with us. That's what that can
And did that wasn't there like something new about the way we get our calls, like they're moving to Auburn or something?
So we have our dispatch, we're dispatched through Rutland. It's Rutland Regional, was Rutland Regional Communication. It's becoming Central Mass Emergency Communications Center.
Central Mass Regional.
It's very long.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a lot of I can never go. So, yeah, they're just taking on more towns.
Okay,
So,
but that's not changing
and
anything.
moving, hopefully it's not changing.
With the
No,
way we deal with
hopefully
them.
It
We're
reduces.
supposed to, it's not supposed to affect anything with the core towns. I think they're taking on an extra 6 towns, so there will be 11. They are going to move their facilities somewhere. They haven't bought the building yet.
Okay.
But, I mean, they're already in Rutland, so it's not like moving it someplace else.
And all those
would be an
costs
issue.
for like the building, everything's supposed to be coming out of the state 911.
Yes.
Okay,
Right,
so it's
yes.
not like affecting
Yeah.
us really
Yeah.
in a monetary way.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, hopefully our assessment will go down with the
Yeah.
extra towns.
Right.
When we
That's
pay
what they
them
said
for
last
the-
year.
yeah.
Right, in
That's what
theory.
they said,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, you
But
never
the way
know.
you guys receive calls and everything like that is still gonna,
It's still going, like,
Still the same.
we've changed, we're trying, since they've gone, we're always trying to change to make it more,
Yeah.
it's hard, at one time Barre had 2 calls every station had a call, so, or a tone, and then EMS had a tone, and then there were like 4 or 5 tones just, so that's one of the things we've changed, just to streamline everything. And then we've also included like automatic mutual aid for like anything that's like smoke inside of a house or possible building fire, it's just instant. Or a second ambulance call where we don't have right now we don't have another crew member on the board other than me, and we don't have an ambulance right now that's in service, so they're automatic instead of waiting for us to pick up and be like, hey, we need mutual aid from wherever, it's an automatic. Just to keep times down because we're an island here and our mutual aid's so far away.
all right.
Can I go
Tough, man.
backward?
Yeah,
I want to go backward. So before, for 58,000, was this one guy, a full-time job?
where?
This day position that we're replacing
Inspector?
back in 25. We had the day, we
So
had this
back
day.
in
Was that
25
a full-time, were we able to pay
That was me,
someone?
that was me,
This was you?
but that's when the former chief was deployed,
And he was doing other stuff.
so he was doing other, so I was getting a different rate, and again, it was coming out of his, I forget how they were paying me, but, so that's why that's so low.
Oh.
Is because that,
This was when he was deployed over to
yeah,
Ukraine, I think
Yeah.
he was.
So it was like partially coming
yeah,
out of
so
his
between
pay.
24 and 25, that's why those two are lower, because he
Okay.
was deployed.
So, no,
So-
so that's gonna be hard to get that for a full-time guy.
Yeah, so,
So-
because this, if you look back to 23, that was my salary bill.
72.
And that was 23, that was a long time ago.
Mhm.
So you're picking 78, hoping you can get someone that can
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
It's hard to fill
I hope
anything.
It's hard to fill anything.
Don't
right
let
now.
them, don't let us burn you out.
I'm trying not to.
We need you.
Yeah,
I just need summer to come and then I can go sit on
You don't
the
need a
boat.
sabbatical. You don't need a sabbatical out deployed somewhere.
Nope, I don't.
Okay.
I'm not in the military or anything, I just go sit on my boat and hang out with my dog, that's fine. That's-
Gotta be able to do that.
Wow.
so, Yeah, so those are my wishes, but
I
I
get
do
you.
understand that the town's in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll just come up with that figure
I'll
that you
come up with
can.
those figures for
Very
you.
detailed,
It'll be,
in that way.
it'll be average,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but I'll come up, I have all the information and everything. And I'll get the split for Medicare and Medicaid too. I meant to bring it tonight, I
Okay,
got off the ambulance.
no problem.
Thank you so
Thank you very
much.
much
You're
for
welcome.
Thank you for your
coming.
time.
And if you have any other questions, I can use
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay,
So now we got left is
we have
the-
building department and cemetery.
I'm cemetery if you want to talk
Cemetery.
Cemetery.
Nice to meet you. Come on up.
Well, I can speak loudly. I don't
Oh,
if you want
okay.
me to, I can.
All right, I feel
I'm
free.
Joel Cranston. I'm with the cemetery. I'm not the best with details, but I'll do what I can.
What was your name? Sorry.
Joel Cranston.
Joel Prince.
I believe the number before you is 16,884. And that essentially, we took a $5,000 hit to last year's budget, so that's pretty much level funding for us. That's us just holding the status quo, dealing with the few random emergencies that pop up. That is not us actively moving forward. If we were to move forward, we'd need that $5,000 back. I can talk to you more about that, but that's the gist of where we're at. I don't know what you want to discuss in more detail or not.
Well, we like that it's level funded.
So that's just us
But-
accommodating
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
If we get frequent complaints, our records, most small town records aren't very good. We have about 20 town cemeteries. 4 of them are probably usable, active, and have detailed records. If you ask to use the other 16 cemeteries, you would be told, sorry, we don't have accurate records, we can't just go digging in there, you'd have to have scans done. There's stones, are those stones, are they headstones? You know, we don't know what's in there, so we're not comfortable allowing that. The odds of that happening are slim. Most people use the 4 active cemeteries. Occasionally, people that live near the unused ones ask, but ideally, the bigger towns, Paxton, Templeton, they have a website. If you go on their website and you click on a cemetery, you can pretty much see where people are buried, see what's open for lots. If you ask us those questions, it's, well, you gotta come upstairs, flip through our book, and we'll go look and poke the ground, and we should be able to make it work, but, you know, we're not really sure.
Yeah.
So if we're to get to where other towns are, we need extra funds. They call it scans, they call it projects, but this was Riverside is our most used cemetery. And we looked into the website, and the website's great, and there's grants out there. But the problem with the website is you need the information to input. So we don't want to request a grant for a website if we don't have information to input. So our last scan, basically, they check the cemetery, and the guy goes out and he maps it. So ideally, that when we do have a website, we can say, let's work off of our mapping, we can input this, and they have links to names and dates, and people search all these, and they treat them as official records, so we don't want to just go slapping these things out there, so I can leave that for you. So, if you want the cemetery department to be better, we need that extra money, so we can keep mapping out cemeteries to have input to put into a website.
Where's this one?
Riverside is
where's
down
that?
by the river, 122, it's a long dirt road. Explaining it to people that don't know, the long dirt roads of Barre is a challenge, but the bridge at Ocam, if you go left in there's dirt roads, or you can come off Hubbardston Road 68, you go down a long dirt road, you come by the river, there's a beautiful
So
cemetery.
this is an old one. This is.
It's our most actively used one, but you can't get to it in the winter, right?
Oh, wow.
So lots of people like it, it's by the river, it's beautiful, it's out in the middle of nowhere. But, you know, so that's kind of where we're at. Our budget right now, that pays for a cemetery clerk, and frequently our biggest issues are, we have big giant trees that fall down and break things and get in the way, and tree guys are expensive. So historically, I'll go into a bit of history for you. A big chunk of our budget was moved to the DPW because things were duplicative. Why are we paying cemetery lawnmowers? Why are we paying, DPW lawnmowers? Why don't they do it all? There was also some misspending of money, and they said we don't trust the cemetery, and they moved money to the DPW. So we work hand in hand with the DPW. As you know, the DPW had issues. So 2 years ago, we basically sat tight and said, they've got so much going on that we shouldn't be talking to them, we'll do the bare minimum. Then he came on, and he was great to work with, but the year before, we had 1 burial all year, very slow. Then the year he came on, we had 5, which isn't huge, but every burial's on a weekend, and when you're first coming into what he came into, that was a lot. So our spending's been a bit weird because of those 2 years of that, so we've kind of just been treading water to let the DPW play out old.
Well, are they doing, what are they doing? Cutting the grass around the, what are they doing there?
So they do our
dig the holes?
burials, they cut the grass.
They dig the holes.
Yeah, they dig the holes. That's the primary function of, there's a burial Saturday, you need to get an excavator
Okay,
there, coordinate
okay.
this, make sure you meet with the funeral directors, and we have to certify a body's been buried. They do mow, but to be honest with you, most of the complaints on our voicemail are, why hasn't this cemetery been mowed? And when we talk to them, it's, we can barely mow the common. So we tell people, listen, it's not ideal. If you want to vote for a Prop 2.5 override, we'll start pushing for mowing. But we, like I said, we're barely meeting it. We get frequent complaints. A lot of these people are older. They want handicap access.
Yeah.
These things are out in the woods over
Yeah.
stone walls. You know, we just tell people, you're out of luck. So we're not in the best shape. We tread water, we make do. We don't have a lot of burials, but that's kind of the gist of it. If you were to cut 16, I think things are gonna be even worse. You'll stop treading water, records will go downhill, and you'll get more complaints on the voicemail, but kind of is what it is. So we can adapt to whatever. If you want better cemetery, we need more than 16. If you want to tread water, 16. If you cut 16, we'll live, but you'll hear rumblings.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for that explanation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I want to say like, it used to be closer to 75, but they moved 50 of it for like mowing, maintenance, burials to the DPW.
So when did you quit mowing?
Yeah, exactly.
That was what year?
Kurt Wells was a former selectman. He was chairman of the cemetery. Cemetery has perpetual care money. Perpetual care money is not supposed to be spent. He spent it. He built a shed down at the DPW. People freaked out. It was a misallocation of funds. That's been out of the works for years. But people always come to us and they're like, you only have $10,000. We don't need you. We'll just talk to the DPW. Well, yeah, except the DPW in essence has some of our money, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So Kurt Wells used to mow it, and he had his own
Well,
mower.
it wasn't him and him mowing it, but he had a budget. But why does he have lawnmowers when the DPW has lawnmowers? That was inefficient, right? We should have one set of lawnmowers in town,
Yeah. Huh.
except if you ask the DPW superintendent, he'll say, I can't even get people to apply to be lawnmowers. I
Yeah.
can get the bare minimum.
It's difficult.
He's got that one guy, so they're good. If we call them, we're like, hey, we have a burial Saturday at this cemetery, you really need to get it mowed or leaves blowed or get that tree out of the way, they'll do it. But, you know, people randomly stop by on Memorial Day and we get voicemails saying, you know, it's a disgrace that that cemetery is in the condition that's in, but, you know, it is what it is.
But when there is a burial, the DPW does come and,
More
And
often than
with
not.
tobacco.
More, yes, sometimes no. Sometimes they say, sorry, we're not available. If RJ McDonald is gracious enough to do it, we'll allow those funds to come out of our budget. I would argue that RJ McDonald does it just because they're in town and they appreciate Barre and they're doing the right thing. We don't make money on burials. We probably lose money on burials, but people have lived in town, you know, it's one of those things. We have a cemetery that's completely surrounded by stone walls. They have to bring a machine to pick a machine up to put it in. You know, what are we gonna tell people? No, you can't be buried with your family and you have to pay us.
Couldn't they take
extra.
down a stone part of it and so they can go in there and mow it, or is it
Oh my
just,
God,
is
you
it
wanna ask
illegal?
who that is?
I know, I heard this whole stone wall
Right,
thing years
yeah.
ago, but,
So,
No.
and anytime you start digging around a cemetery, is
You
that a
don't
rock, is that a
Right.
casket,
Right.
is that
Yeah.
a bone, you know,
Yeah.
so.
And without the proper.
how much is the
money
cemetery
allocated.
plot?
It's not very much. Offhand, I wanna say $600. And the
Oh.
vast majority of people are moving towards cremations, and you
Yeah.
can technically get 3 cremations within a plot, so we're not in the profit-making business, we're in, support your townspeople, get near your family, get it done. We only have a few a year, but that's kind of where we're at.
Interesting.
I mean, we could jack it up and charge more, but I think we're just a hair below Glen Valley and St. Joseph's. You know, if we charge more, they're just gonna go to private, beautiful ones that, you know,
Yeah.
well maintained. And then we'll have 20 useless cemeteries that we're mowing for no reason, so. The Riverside's the big one that we keep active, try to mow, push back.
What do you do at Lincoln?
We, based on our budget, we deal with the emergencies in front of us. If we don't get complaints, you're probably not hearing from us. If a neighbor calls and says the tree's down, if someone calls and says this is unacceptable, this tree's overgrown and interfering with my parents' plot, we deal with it.
Well, that one is on the website, so you can go online and get
Interesting, huh?
everyone that's on in there.
Right.
So I don't know if
So,
that's what
yeah,
you're,
we
that's what
put
you're
the maps
scared.
on the website, but the newer ones now, you can get it down to the plot, you can get the
Yeah.
date of birth, date of death, you know, they link to vital records, you know, and other towns are like, what's wrong with you guys, why don't you have this? And we pull out an old notebook and we say, we think that's what it says, so. We're slowly getting better, but it is what it is.
Do you want to see that? It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so you know, $5,000, I'm not saying it's not a lot, but relative to some of these
Yeah.
numbers that the other people discuss, you know, it's a pittance if you would ask me, so, we'll adapt to whatever you need, but,
At least level funded.
yeah, I would say
Yeah.
at least, yeah.
At least.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you, Joel.
Really
Thank you, guys.
appreciate it.
And so,
Okay, so we
Building
just have the
didn't show up.
building department, but
don't
nobody
think
is
they're
here for
coming.
that.
The building department is another farmed out job, right? It's a regional building department, or it's a.
Well, we have Andrea as the administrative assistant, and then we have the commissioner who does do other towns.
yeah.
So they're just both looking, it looks like, for a 2.5% raise,
Mhm.
and everything else is staying the same.
Yep,
Yep.
okay.
That was an easy one.
That was
Yeah.
easy.
That is an easy one. So I did not bring my laptop to go over the budget document with you guys again, for one simple reason, actually. I was going to do it, but then I realized because I put all of the budgets that I received, I already put it in there. And how everything ends up on Facebook, I don't think it would be fair to the department heads to have their budgets go out on Facebook before they even have a chance
Good
That's
idea.
right.
Mm.
Good idea.
to come to the hearing.
Sure.
So this budget, which you guys like, right, this is the one that you use.
Well,
So
we're
this
used to
has, yeah, so you're used to this one. So this has all of the budgets, oh, and a couple other things I threw in there. All of the budget, all the departments who have already presented
Okay,
in here, and the ones that have not are not included in here.
okay, perfect.
Because like I said, I just don't think it's fair for them
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
And I kind of broke it up how, like, general operating,
A little
and then I think
different.
it's public safety. Yeah, I
It's a
told
little
you,
different.
I was moving these
Oh, I hate
around
it when it's
to
different.
match, well, I was moving these around to match the
Funny.
bigger document, so you're gonna have
Look
to figure
at
it
him.
out.
He's crying.
I gotta drag and drop all these? Okay.
So, yeah,
Can
so
do.
it's from like general services to
Yeah.
public safety, to, what do they call, animal control, I can't remember.
You
Anyway,
mean
they're
your order
all,
this way, your order this way is based on,
they're all
You're thinking.
based on the bigger budget document.
Okay. When do we, I know it's not you, but when do we find out what the bottom line is?
After
That's after
the
we
bottom line
submit?
isn't looking so good.
Okay, so this is kind of,
So
this is
far-
like,
So, but
where we've gotten
after,
ourselves in
after all the
trouble.
departments, especially the major departments, after they present their budget, then I'll bring back the longer budget document so that we can see what the bottom line is.
okay, and then
the longer budget
versus
document is
what
this one?
our,
Oh,
so 2 years ago,
Yeah,
we did an oops because we over budgeted for money we didn't have because
Yes.
we were not paying attention to what the, see, I'm not great at this job, guys. What
That's all right.
I don't know what the
You're
word
doing
is,
good.
but we were we were over.
Yeah.
So we had to reallocate funds very last minute-y.
Yes,
And
that's
so
not
then
going
the
to
following
happen.
year, last year, we decided, okay, we need to know like, what is that amount so we don't go over it?
So.
But that doesn't come until after we do something else.
So I'm, as budgets come in and because I'm still waiting for assessments and annual renewals
right.
and all that stuff, as that stuff is coming in, I'm putting it into my bigger budget document. So I'm watching the bottom line get bigger or smaller or whatever. When I get more of the assessments in, I can kind of let you know around where we're at. Like I said, I would be more than happy to present it, but I don't,
No.
it's not fair to the
No,
department.
for sure, it's not. I was just wondering
So-
more like, because I remember we had to wait and then the treasurer came, I believe, and kind of explained to us how that
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah,
where
was
that number
just an
came
error.
from,
That
and
was
then
just a
it was an error, but it was
terrible
like
error.
one of those things where we want to just make sure we're keeping it
No,
in
I'm
the back of
keeping
our
an eye on
mind
it.
somewhere, so that,
I'm
yeah.
watching it, don't
Okay.
worry. We're still really
Thank you.
early. We're
Yes,
still
you know,
really
I know, we're
early.
really early, that's why I was like, maybe if I just
So-
ask now, I'll remind myself to
Yeah.
remind myself later, so, okay, cool. Thank you.
The one thing I did notice when I was going over it though, is like last year, and I got it from the FinCom booklet, the money coming in from the state was like 12,000 higher than what we actually got. So I don't know how that was estimated, like why that was estimated so high. I didn't see any place that number was there. So I don't know if somebody's just like, let's just put this number, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's
There's
scary.
some numbers that are in there that I'm like, I'm not sure where these numbers came from. So we definitely have to make sure that we are looking out. So even when we look at the bigger budget document, you're gonna see like the state aid where it is now, it looks like it only went up 38%. I mean, 0.38%, but that's because that number was inflated.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, there'll be some looking at it.
Okay,
All right,
fun.
I think that's,
Well, your final number looks good.
Well, that's because
It's
I
just
don't
not
have
Nothing's
including
in it.
anybody.
nothing's in it.
I don't have
Oh,
Haven't
I'm
hit
just
her.
comparing it, how
Yeah, there's nothing in there. What's my final number today?
14,000,
Yeah.
I'm just matching last year. It's just matching this first one. I
My
know
number
this
right
one.
now is $3 million, so that's pretty damn
Yeah.
good. That doesn't include the
12
schools or the
Yeah,
health
wait till
or
the
the
schools
Oh, the
buildings or.
school.
So
Yeah.
one thing I'm waiting for, so like the Henry Woods building, the town hall maintenance, the street lighting, we need to take hard looks at that because I know that some of those were cut. But we have to be able to pay for streetlights. We can't cut that
Right,
and then overexpend it,
Right.
knowing we're going to overexpend it.
Exactly.
So as we get closer to the end of the fiscal year, I'm keeping a close eye on those two to make sure that we're not gonna just cut it and
Yeah.
that we're gonna fund it appropriately, because it does no good to cut it
Right,
if you have to spend it anyway.
right,
True.
Yeah,
right. It needs to be a true number.
yeah, it does need to be a true number. It has to be true, so, I mean, we'll see as we get closer. But it's definitely not going to be a fun budget season, and I know there is, nobody wants to have an override. Nobody wants to have an override,
Right.
yeah.
so,
You got a cut?
yep, we're gonna have to cut a lot.
Okay, so last thing on my docket, next week, not next week, the following week, we moved it out to the following week.
Yeah.
Is everybody who was supposed to come still able to come?
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I
Okay.
will not be here.
What day is that?
I will try to get the packets ready for you guys, because Sandy's actually off
She's off that week,
and the week
okay.
before.
Okay.
So hopefully I'm gonna have the time to do it for you guys.
The 24th?
If nothing else, I will put it together
Instead
one
of
and
the
scan it to you.
17th.
Yeah, no, that
Oh,
would
so
be
we
fine.
don't have it on the 17th?
No, it's the following
'Cause of
week
the
now,
school
because of school
vacation. No,
vacation.
it was gonna
So
be-
when you were not here,
Oh, that's
we
right.
voted to
Yes.
move that out because it was,
Okay.
The 24th,
Yeah,
yeah.
24th of February.
So yeah, it's the 24th
I
now.
will check that, but I don't think there is anything, but I
Okay.
will check.
So if anyone would like to,
No,
Make a
all set.
motion that we close
I second
the
it.
meeting.
okay, all right, well, with that said, I will close the Barre Finance Committee meeting at 7:35 PM.
Excellent.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. You have a nice couple weeks.